didn't record.
Oh.
Hi, everybody. I recorded on audition. Hello, everybody. We are exhausted because we spent about 30 minutes making this setup. It's the cheapest podcast show. Explosions. I am not on camera just because I broke my wide lens, so no, this is a wide lens, but like the lens that zooms in and out, because somehow. So this is the maximum amount of view we got here. So I am here with my fellow cheapest critics. They are. Stop looking at me.
This guy.
Stop looking at the camera. I had to edit this down, you know.
Yeah.
What's your name, Busto?
I'm staring into your soul, Max. Editing Max.
What's your name?
I guess it's Justin today.
Today, we are going to discuss some things. We actually missed a lot of news, box office news. Are you looking?
I'm looking at somebody.
No, not. Why aren't you looking at me, Madison? And Justin is just staring into the camera. Anyway, we have box office news. We watched episodes 3, 4, and 5 of Shogun, and we watched The Dark Knight because Justin is indeed a normie. So we are going to begin by talking about our box office news, but we have a lot of different things because you guys were away for a couple weeks. Do you want to tell the story on what you guys did?
Nah. Could you do this?
The last time we did this was when Inside Out 2 was dominating. After that, we got A Quiet Place Day 1, and it dominated the box office when it came out, and overperformed expectations. It had a pretty good opening. And then Horizon and American Chapter Part 1 can possibly just be the only part that released because it did bad. So A Quiet Place is currently in the top 10. Horizon is not going to make it. If Part 2 had come out, I would have combined the two parts together for an interesting wrinkle, but it's not. Then for 4th of July weekend, we had 3 new wide releases. Despicable Me 4, which unfortunately was my top movie of the summer, and it performed about what I was expecting. However, Inside Out 2 has been overperforming, so it's not going to be number 1. Thanks, Pixar. And we also had Maxine, which performed better than X and Pearl, but also flopped. So sorry, Justin. And then we also had Sound of Hope, the story of Possum Trot, and that did not do well. So, and now the next weekend we had Longlegs, and it did bangers at the box office, baby. Justin, I hope you're proud. So obviously, it would have been in the top 10, but we have a slight issue. A twister is coming, and it's predicted to open at $70-ish million, which means I'm right. You guys are losers, as I suspected. I have been right about most of the movies this summer, except for the movies that we all had in the top 10. Rip Furiosa, it's about to be gone soon. What do you guys feel about all this box office news? Is there anything that you would want to comment on?
No.
Ripperoni Furiosa, I guess.
It's at number 10, right? It's going to be number 10 after this weekend. But now Longlegs is being ripped out the top 10 before he can even land. So sad days. But speaking of Longlegs, we saw the movie today, and who wants to start?
You?
I've been talking
I'm telling you, it's
for
taking us out of it.
5 minutes. Well, just look at me. That's all you need to do.
It's awkward. It's not video. It's only half video.
How is it only half?
You're not here.
I am we'll
Actually,
figure it
yeah,
out.
with him being halfway out the frame,
This
it's like
is-
only me.
Okay, let's talk about Longlegs, okay? Let's try to stay on focus. And keep in mind, I'm recording the audio anyway, separate. So,
Okay, so we're only releasing the audio.
no, I didn't say that, Madison.
This is a prototype.
I didn't say that, Madison.
We can't release prototypes onto the main channel. We're gonna lose subscribers.
No, my 300, 400, no, my 400 subscribers, I think they can live.
So Longlegs is a bit of an interesting movie.
God damn it, I'm moving the fucking camera. So we're not gonna spoil the movie. So we saw Longlegs, and everyone's been hyping this up as the best horror movie in a decade.
Alright, so how do we talk about this without spoiling it? So I can't mention anything about the...
You can talk about like the basic plot and stuff like that, but
Okay,
we can't-
so...
But we
Like-
spoiled every other movie.
it's a movie in theaters. It opened last week. We didn't do this for Boy and the Heron either.
So I can't talk about satanic worship.
You can say that it's in the movie, but like, it's a
Don't say
satanic horror
specific
movie.
plot point. I expected it because everyone was hyping it up to be like the best horror movie that they've ever seen, and they were all pissing and shitting in the theaters. And
Well, I think only one guy really did that.
I wanted that to be my experience, but what the movie ended up being was more of a thriller than horror.
Yeah.
That to me didn't really connect because I was already being thrown off by people saying, "Oh, it's so scary," but then the movie's really just like a lot of jump scares, and then like it's creepy, but it's not scary.
Okay, let's just say something. With the jump scares, they aren't egregious, which is
yeah, they were. Well, this movie isn't a movie that I was expecting to have jump scares.
Me neither.
At least not
Yeah.
like that.
I mean, I think it's fine to have tension-filled scenes that end with like something scary happening.
Yeah.
I don't think that's necessarily a jump scare. It's just the silence, and then boom, there's just a scary thing. They did that a couple times, and I was annoyed, but not as annoyed as other movies. Like I saw A Quiet Place Day One, and that movie is not designed with jump scares, so they have to shoehorn jump scares into the movie. I'm glad that Longlegs is at least consistent, so I'll give it that. But I honestly felt like it was slow, intentionally so, but
Yeah.
in a way because you don't really connect that much with the main character because she's so cold and reserved.
You can't fucking say anything, man.
Now you can say
Jeez.
like
Alright, so
stuff about her character.
Guess she well she's with the FBI.
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah, that's a part.
Anything
I
that
can't-
would be in a trailer.
I can't mention anything about anything else that she's got going on.
Yep. Stop. We did this with the Boy and the Heron, and it was fine. What happens
What is
in
the problem? You just don't spoil major plot points. You
I'm
just
just-
talk about what goes on.
Because they introduce it within the first few seconds of you knowing her character that
What-
she has
So then, say it.
Yeah, what is it?
psychic.
Yeah, that's fine-ish. Fine-ish.
Anything that was
I think-
introduced in the first 25% of the movie is fair game.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna learn about it
So,
anyway.
some people complain to me about Quiet Place because there's literally a core part of the character's motivation that isn't introduced in the trailer because it's too sad. So, the trailers for these horror movies really do try to hide things. I mean, that's good. I don't want to know everything about the movie when I'm going in. Longlegs had awesome marketing.
Yeah.
The cryptic calls, the trailers that showed nothing. Great job.
Good advertising.
I also think the film looks beautiful. The cinematography is incredible. And I think the acting is good, though, again, these are more reserved performances for the exception of one person.
So the main character is a psychic, quote unquote, FBI agent. named Lee.
She's 50% psychic. So,
Yeah.
She failed half the test.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that her character and Micah Monroe playing her, like, it's a hard role to play, for sure, because it's a very reserved performance. It's very, like, social cues aren't entirely there. And I think that's interesting.
Yeah, she just kind of, like, seems unaffected by certain things that seem like they should affect her.
up until
No.
the end, where the big reveal is revealed.
I will say that Nick Cage's performance. So I can respect that it's good, but the fact that it's Nick Cage and my internet rotted mind, plus the fact that he's over the top in this movie, I can't take him seriously.
Yeah, it didn't really take me out of it.
Like in the opening scene where he appears, I won't say in the context, he shows up as a jump scare and he's talking, and it's supposed to be a little scary, but I'm just busting my ass laughing in the theater. I'm trying to hold my hand to my mouth so I don't disrupt the movie.
See, I didn't really have that problem because they did a great job in the makeup department.
Oh,
The
yeah,
makeup
they
is
did.
really good, but still, it's a goofy
I can't.
character.
I'm
I'm sorry.
He's not a creepy, like,
I was able to look at the character and not see Nick Cage,
and
so I was
I'm
good.
happy, and I'm happy for you. And he did great in the movie. Again, he's been really rocking out these performances lately. If they want to give him another Oscar nomination, sure, that would be cool. Not for this movie, obviously, because he's barely in it. But he's the cryptic
Yeah.
killer. But
I mean, he was the most interesting part about it. I thought he'd have a bigger presence in it.
I think that I really like the pace, though, of the film.
He had a pretty major part in it. He's basically
He's the setup.
He's the center of the movie.
Yeah, he's the setup of the whole plot. I think she's referring to. He thought he would be a bigger presence in the movie rather than just the lead up. But
Yeah.
I enjoyed Longlegs a lot, but the slow pace is gonna, like, I can't really see myself rewatching it anytime soon. But that's just me. But I would give Longlegs a 7 out of 10. I liked it, but I will say that, like, some tonal things and how other characters act besides Micah kind of makes it, like, a little bit weird. I won't say which characters they are, but before the
I think I know which one you're
certain
talking about.
events happen, it's confusing. It just kind of seemed like this character their mood would switch in the wind unintentionally.
Like, I equated it to Hereditary, and I feel like that was the wrong move to make.
That's what I thought at first going into it, and then, like, my expectations of it surprised me to be what it was.
I really did like the angle of it being an investigative thriller.
Yeah.
The tone of it, though, in the beginning, it got way better as it went along. So that's me. What's you guys' ratings?
I'd probably say about a 7.5.
I just rated it on Letterboxd. I put a 3.5 stars.
So that's a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, that's about where it belongs.
So
3.6 is its average rating on Letterboxd.
it's an average
Right now.
about 7 out of 10. So that's great. Go watch Longlegs for yourself. We watched a television show about 2 weeks ago.
Oh boy, let's see if we can drum up these memories.
We watched Shogun, episodes 3 through 5. And if you don't remember or watch the previous episode, we essentially had split thoughts. Me and Justin loved the show. Madison did not like it. And we're waiting to see if episodes 3 through 5 changes her opinion. And if it doesn't, then has to go back on the wheel to eventually be picked. So, she's smiling at me. Don't. If you liked it, then be honest. But we're gonna talk about.
I really.
These episodes started. Where did they start?
So the second
beginning?
episode ends
Ended
with the assassination
Yes.
attempt,
Yeah.
and the third episode is them sneaking
That
out.
episode is when the courtesan happens.
What?
What?
The courtesan. The courtesan is acceptable.
That was,
They have sex.
that was like episode 4.
Yeah, that was 4. Episode 3 is them escaping the castle.
And the guy gets left behind.
Yeah. So episode 3 is about them escaping Lord Toraganga's. Is that how you pronounce?
Toranaga.
I'm not gonna be able to.
Toranaga.
Tora.
Naga.
Naga. Toranaga.
Torah. Naga.
I'm looking right in the camera
Torah?
right now. Torah
Like
Naga.
the Jewish Bible. Naga. Like
And read your Torah.
So
Toranaga.
so Lord Toranaga.
Toranaga.
Scout. I literally just said it correctly. So yeah, they escape the castle, and we really get to see how more of these like interactions go between her, John Blackthorne, Lady Murako.
You got to say his name like that.
John Blackthorne.
John Blackthorne.
We have a genius plot to sleep Toranaga from the castle, and I think it's a fun episode. It's mostly action, just them trying to escape, and the first bit of like ethical thing was when Lady Murako's husband Buntaro is left behind, and I found that really interesting. We get this like big divide in these episodes between John, who personally is, he's an Englishman, and we get to see his clash of cultures with Japan and what they value, and I found that was really interesting, especially in episode 5. But we'll get to episode 5 in particular.
Yeah.
An episode, essentially, there's a condition where the Toranaga's forces can leave if they leave John behind, so he decides to pilot the ship himself to try to escape, and the Spaniards want to kill him. And he manages to beat it through the kindness of his friend, Rodriguez, from episode 1. So that was nice. I like Rodriguez, so...
I wouldn't exactly call him his friend, because Rodriguez knows that he's a pirate and he doesn't care for him.
I mean,
Since he's a pirate?
He's not really a pirate. He's just anti-Spaniard, anti-Portugal.
I think Rodriguez is more like a rival.
He's kind of a neutral presence, though, because he's working for Portugal, but like he doesn't care. He just wants to get his money. Episode 4 is, I think, so Lord Toranaga leaves to go grab his army, and we get a bunch of like different character interactions in this episode. I forget this guy's name though. This is my favorite character in the show, so I'm sad. The one who's making deals.
Yes.
So we get to see him try to work his magic this episode.
I will look up his name. It's been so long and I forgot his name too. I feel bad because he's also my favorite character. He's the only one that has a full head of hair.
And
Toranaga.
Oh, the cuck?
No.
yes,
Wait. Is he?
Yes.
yes. I love how you remember. I love how you remember that.
Because that was like the most memorable thing.
Well, it was mainly after your least favorite scene in the show.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
If we can keep the human stew out of this show, we might have a chance.
It was torture. It's accurate torture.
Kashigi Yabushige.
Yabushige. I hope I pronounced that right. Yeah, we get to see how he's trying to wheel and deal with Lord Ishido, who is the main villain of the show, from what I can tell. We got John being a man of the house and then he gets a white. No, he. What they call? They give him a maiden. They term it
courtesan.
Oh. Yeah, they do that. Which is the lady whose husband committed seppuku with their baby. So.
And she is also Buntaro's niece?
Really?
I think
I
she's
missed
like
that.
related to Buntaro.
Well, that's interesting. And we get to have a bonding between John and Mariko. And it ends up in a very cheeky move from Mariko. Because she's into him. Because of his fine words. And she sneaks into his room in the middle of the night and does the fun times.
They do the shaboing-a-boing.
And the next day he's like, well, that was great. And then, so the prostitute we got for you was good. Then, huh? Does he know that it was her? Or...
Yeah, he definitely knows.
So...
He absolutely knows it was her. And also, she would be sleeping with the Anjin, or what is he called now?
The Gringo.
She would sleep with the Anjin after he was assigned to somebody else to be his courtesan.
It's fine.
Why would he not know? He fucking slept with her.
It was dark.
Because
it was dark. You knew we were sleeping. What are you talking about?
I 100% believe that he knew who it was because he also felt the same feelings. You could tell.
Yeah, I thought that was the whole thing. There was a whole romantic subplot with them.
Yeah, so, and then...
There was no fucking way he didn't know.
But, he's still training the troops, John, and eventually, Lord Ishido's people come over and it's like, hey, we're gonna kill you, or we're gonna take Yabushiki to Ishido so we can try to get information. He's like, okay, we're gonna test out the awesome might on our cannons tomorrow, and if you want, you can watch, and if you're so impressed, you can just leave. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
But then Toranaga's son decides to take control into his own hands.
Because he is influenced by Yabushige's son.
Yep, Yabushiki wants to play both sides, and Ishido, because he wants to be in the good graces so he doesn't die if they lose. But he also wants to be on Toranaga's side, because if Toranaga wins, he doesn't want to die either. So he wants to play both sides. But Toranaga knows, because there's a spy. The translator fisherman guy from like episode 1 that was like trying to be nice to John, that was the spy. I wasn't expecting that. And that's pretty cool. But the son decides to shoot at Ishido's troops, and they all die in bloody glory fashion. And I wasn't expecting all that, but that was cool.
Yeah, there was a good bit of gore there in that scene.
And then they all die. Episode 5, they established that Toranaga comes back with a giant army, and Buntaro. He lived somehow. How did he live? He's just that good. He's that guy. But it turns out that he's not that guy because he's an asshole. Because he hates his wife, Mariko, because she is from a dishonorable bloodline that killed the former Shogun. Yeah?
So they said that the way that he survived is that he kept like backing up against the other forces that he was fighting, and eventually there was a group of Ronin that joined in to help him and helped him fight them off.
Well, good.
So that's how he...
Good for him. Great heroic story. But the episode is essentially just John trying to, grace his good charms on Buntaro and everyone around him, but failing at it because Japan has different values than in Britain, And the main thing that sets up the conflict is that Toranaga gives him a bird that they caught. So he decides to hang it on the side until it's a skeleton as a trophy. But, it's rots and is nasty. So everyone's like, hey, can we not do that? And that causes the conflict there. And then Buntaro also is like, hates him because he's white. And also, there's some tension there.
Yeah.
And eventually he tries to have him for dinner. Gives him his famous stew. They don't try it. And despite the fact that he tried their stuff. But I think episode 5 ends off with a pretty devastating blow as John, in his broken Japanese, tries to say, if you touch the bird, you get executed. And then the gardener touches the bird because it's dishonorable and is basically like sacrificing himself.
Yeah.
To get rid of it. And John's like, wait, you really killed him over that dumb shit? And he's like, yep. Honestly, I'm hooked to see how the personal relationships develop and also Yabushiki's betrayal. Because essentially now, he's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place because Toranaga decides to have his son, it's not his son, his nephew, right? It's his nephew. His nephew become the leader of his army because he convinced Toranaga's-san to kill Ishido's troops. I don't know how that exactly works. I think he's just trying to piss Yabushiki off. It worked. And then Buntaro is revealed to be an abusive husband who gets drunk with John and then shoots arrows in a very dangerous fashion and then runs away. And when John confronts him, he's like, I'm sorry, I disrupted your house. I'm ashamed. And John doesn't understand it either. Like, the moral code, per se, of people. And how Mariko is now forced to be this guy's husband because of the sins of her father and family. So, that sucks. I'm interested to see how these character relationships kind of wrap up over the course of the season. But I'm not the only person in this podcast. How do you guys feel about episodes 3 through 5?
I really liked them. I'm curious to see where the show goes from here.
So here's the big reveal. How does Madison feel about Shogun 3 through 5?
3 through 5 was better than 1 and 2. It just, as theorized from the first couple episodes, I needed more character development. I needed to care about the characters a little bit more. Right now, I really only care about John and the courtesan that's not his
Mariko?
Yeah.
The translator.
And that whole storyline, I'm not really invested in.
You don't like Yabushiki?
I don't care. He's a
but he's great. I don't get it. This is the same thing in Fargo again.
What was it in Fargo?
Remember the mob subplot? You hated it. You didn't like it.
There wasn't anything interesting there. Oh, they shot an old man.
They didn't. It was like a whole family dynamic there.
I like the part of the mob that I did like was Dot and his interaction with the crippled child.
You mean
which
Bear's
then,
son?
Yes, which then which then bled into Dodd's time with Ed and Peggy. Which again, we were talking about Fargo season 2. I think we need to revisit that season.
We literally just watched it.
I'm not saying rewatch it. I'm saying it might be better than we're giving it credit for. Because we're still talking about
Aliens.
Aliens.
I'm curious for Fargo season 3 now, honestly.
Madison, we're talking about Shogun. I was just drawing a comparison that you don't like manipulation and politics.
Shit, I mean, if the boot fits.
I don't like politics either, but
In the shows, they're interesting.
Shogun.
I don't care about what the Japanese
You don't
were
care.
doing.
You don't care about
Back in the-
samurais.
Not really. I'm sorry. I care about.
You fucking lame.
Racist. I don't care what the Japanese were doing back then.
How is that not racist?
That does sound pretty sus, Madison.
Sus.
Yes.
That I don't care what was happening in. What's it called?
It's not an actual.
Imperial.
It's not an
Japan?
actual version of Japan. It's a fictional story.
I know, but I still don't care.
It'd be feudal Japan.
I care about John and
It's not a real event.
that bitch with the abusive husband.
America.
Yeah. Marco?
Yes.
That's the only interesting thing I have seen thus far. I mean, other than that baby being killed, that was kind of wild. They should not have done
This is crazy.
that. My taste is so different from you guys. You guys'.
So, it's time for a vote. Should we keep... well, the agreement was if Madison liked Shogun's episodes this week, then she would be allowed to actually veto since the wheel's been treating her especially poorly. It would only be used this time.
We can finish out the season.
Okay, so let's do our vote.
I'm not. We're not doing the veto thing. That's not happening, dude.
It would only happen this time. We agreed to it 3 weeks ago.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
I did not.
You did.
I did
You
not.
are
You
on
did.
record.
I did not.
You did.
No way.
I don't
You
even
did.
remember that, but
No, I did not.
but
You did. You said
I
if she's not
did not.
enjoying it, then we can stop watching it.
Okay,
That's your word.
She's enjoying it.
which is why I said we can finish out the season.
I'm
It's
saying.
such a non-argument.
Yeah, I was saying last time
I thought you were talking about, like,
right now.
I thought you were talking about for other shit.
For
that she can get a freebie on.
No, we're
choosing
talking
that
about right
show.
now because the wheel is a piece of shit that's been treating me like fucking garbage.
Skill issue.
So let's vote.
For a game of chance.
I'm voting that we keep watching Shogun till the season finale. So,
Okay.
what's your vote?
I'm fine with it.
What do you think my vote is?
It needs to be officially documented.
Oh no, I don't want to watch the rest of Shogun.
Well, that's one yes, that's one no. Madison?
And I'm saying yes.
Okay,
I'm
there
saying
we go.
yes.
You should.
No, you said no.
So we
Understand sarcasm.
So we watched a movie this week.
Not Longlegs.
The Dark Knight, because Justin didn't want to say it, I guess.
What?
Not Longlegs.
Yeah, I said not Longlegs.
We watched a movie this week. What was it? Now explain why you wanted to watch this.
Where did you hide the drugs? Where are they? You're garbage who kills for money.
I'm not worried, I'll keep bets.
So,
I love this movie because it's so memeable, and it's also the best in the Nolan trilogy.
yes, I mean, the competition isn't exactly stark there.
Watching this time, I did notice. So in the intro, where Batman is number one, stopping people from buying stuff from Scarecrow, and also at the same time stopping Batman copycats from using actual guns to try and stop people.
I have to respect that because fucking Zack Snyder had him using guns.
Oh my god.
But Christopher Nolan's like, yeah, no guns. Batman does not use guns.
Except on the Batmobile, where he probably uses
yeah.
Oh, so in the beginning that wasn't him? That was another person?
With the gun?
No, holding the guns, that was other dudes. There was like 3 other dudes dressed up as Batman that were using weapons.
I thought it was Batman.
No.
It was like Batman, so I'm sorry. I thought the guy that looked like Batman was Batman.
You weren't paying attention.
So I noticed that, I don't know if it was the same in Batman Begins because I haven't watched that movie probably since it came out.
I will say I watched that in preparation.
Scarecrow played by Cillian Murphy?
Yes.
And that was the same in Begins?
Yes.
Okay. So I was like, oh, cool. But you know, he's fucking caught within the first 2 minutes of the movie, so.
It was more of a cameo because Christopher Nolan loves Cillian Murphy, as we all know. And good for Cillian Murphy. It's nice to see him.
So, The Dark Knight, I'm sure so many people out there have seen The Dark Knight. Madison had never watched it before,
Nope.
surprisingly. So this was her first watch, so she got to enjoy all the cheese in this movie. But I just love the voice that he uses.
I hate Batman. It's not.
iconic.
It's not, for being bad.
When I think of Batman, I think of that voice.
No, I do not think of that voice.
I do think
I think
of
of the
that voice.
animated voice. Rest in peace, Kevin
What the-
Conroy.
Oh, I thought you were talking about. Oh no, that's the live action one with Adam West.
With Adam West.
That's your Adam West.
Listen, not everyone can be as talented. It's about Batman
Yeah.
and
the Joker.
yes, the Joker's the main villain, and his goal is to spread chaos and to ruin Harvey Dent, played by Aaron Eckhart, and we also have Bruce's relationship issues because it's a love triangle between the girl from the last movie, who's played by a different actress this time, and Harvey Dent, and Joker exploits Harvey and the girl.
So Madison asked me while we were watching this, she's like, oh, like, is there any intertwining stuff like that we would have to watch the first movie for? And I was like, no.
Yeah, I mean, the relationship stuff.
Well,
Not really.
Which is,
they're
it's
broken up.
It's still hilarious though how they advertise Batman Begins with a Nickelback song about with the relationship being the focus of the TV spot.
I have a question. This movie came out in 2008.
Yes,
When did the first movie come out?
2005.
The third one came out in 2012.
Yeah. So, like, Batman and Joker is like the iconic
Yeah,
evil.
but that's been since 1989 basically, and even earlier if you want to count the comics.
So I guess they did Scarecrow first to differentiate from that.
Well, Scarecrow, they also had Ra's al Ghul in there, even though he's played by Liam Neeson. But like, there's multiple villains in that movie. Like, there's multiple villains in this movie. I feel like it's better integrated in this one than Batman Begins because it kind of feels like it's two separate plots going there. Because in that movie, spoilers.
Spoilers for the 16-year-old movie.
So,
But
wait, did the Joker get away?
no,
Because it switches over.
he gets caught at the end.
Batman hangs him up, and then the SWAT team moves in.
Oh, okay. Because it switches over to Two-Face at the end,
Well, yeah, because Two-Face is trying to
trying to kill that
Yeah,
cat's whole
because
family.
Commissioner.
Yeah, because Joker made him crazy.
I'm gonna make this pencil disappear.
So let's talk about why this movie is remembered so fondly.
Heath Ledger. Yeah.
What a performance! Because Joker has never been portrayed like this before this. You can give a lot of credit to Christopher Nolan too, because he clearly did not want to make a Batman movie, and you can tell because it's more of a crime thriller. A lot of movies that disguise themselves as one thing only for crime thriller to actually be what it's about this week. But I will say, I mean, there's a lot of action in this film, but the movie is about Joker. It's not really about Batman. Yeah. And sure, Batman has a journey.
And Two-Face gets turned into Two-Face.
Yeah, I would say Batman is the least... Batman's kind of the least interesting thing in this movie, because I'm more interested in the villains in this one. Joker is such an interesting character in this one, because he has a code that he goes by, but he's also an asshole, but he
has a code?
Yeah.
What is it? Because it seemed like he was just going around killing everybody.
Well, if you insult him, you die.
He's like, don't bully me.
Like, there's multiple scenes where people call him like a freak.
Yes.
And then and then he immediately and then he switches.
That was very akin to the 2019 Joker.
Yeah, but
the way his mental health worked.
Except in that movie, you're supposed to sympathize with the Joker because mental illness. In this movie, he's just, the fun, over the top.
The fucking switch is actually insane, though. Like,
also, when he's supposed to be a little scary.
Not to get into the 2019 Joker, but I don't know if I sympathize with it. I mean, to a certain degree. But then you see how he reacts to these things going on around him, and you're like, buddy, you're kind of overdoing it.
Well, take away the whole Joker aspect of the 2019 Joker and just look at it as a film about somebody with a declining mental health, and it becomes a completely different perspective.
I don't know, and that's how
because you think about it as Joker.
He still did shoot radio,
TV.
I mean, he killed people. Oh, well, because he was an asshole. that was his motivation. Doesn't mean that it's right, obviously. You're not supposed to actually think the Joker's the good guy.
Well, no.
But, he kills him because he's brought onto that show to be made fun of.
Yeah, I do understand.
And also,
why
he's losing.
Killing and murdering these people, but maybe it's not the right way to go about it.
What do you mean? It's this guy slowly deteriorating until he gets to a happy state. He becomes happy at the end of that movie. In this movie, Joker is it's an action movie. It's more, he's just the fun mocking, Heath Ledger has so much charisma in this role.
Since I never saw this one first, the only real other than oh god, what's his name, the Suicide Squad.
It's Morbin time.
Yeah. Fucking. Was it Jay? Oh, I was gonna say Jay Leno. Jared Leto. Other than him, the 2019 Joker, the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, was the only other Joker I had to go off of.
Really? You didn't watch any animated shows or movies or?
I'm not into Batman. I'm not into DC.
Mark Hamill's Joker is so iconic, though.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill's Joker?
Yeah, he's like
Luke Skywalker does the voice of the animated Joker.
Well, most of
it. Oh, yeah, I've heard of that.
Oh,
that's the one that's like,
what's wrong, Bess?
I hated that. He's more showboaty, that one. He's suave, he has the suit, he plays it late night.
What Jared Leto was going for?
No, he was trying to be a Tumblr sexy man, and
yes, but he was trying to.
He had a shirt off,
and charisma.
He had a shirt off, and he had a tattoo on his forehead that said "damage."
I'm just gonna make your heart real,
man. You don't want no beef. You don't want beef. Oh yeah, I'm gonna kill you, Common.
Yikes.
So in the Dark Knight, I do like the scene where Joker interrupts the meeting between all the mob bosses.
Oh, we're going back to that scene.
Yeah.
The magic trick.
Yeah.
I like how intimidating it makes him.
When the guy says that he's crazy, and you just see that switch as he instantly turns his head to him, and he's like, "No, I'm not."
I think it makes him such an interesting character because he wants to be in such control, but his mental state.
But then the way that he leaves after he threatens to blow them up, and he backs out of the door, and you just see him like turn around and scurry away after he gets out of the doorway.
Listen, he's only a guy. He is just a guy.
There are some scenes where I can be like, this is just a mentally ill man. like if you take away that face paint, this is concerning.
But I mean, yeah, like the scene where he films torturing the dude, and there's the scene where he like gets beat up by Batman, but he's just laughing. And
there was that scene where he was out of the makeup when he fake shot the dude.
Yeah, but I mean, we don't really get a good view. Dude, the opening scene in this movie, I mean, it's iconic.
Oh yeah, the bank heist.
It's so good.
With him standing on the street corner before he gets in the van.
Yeah, I mean the whole thing, the whole opening sequence. Oh.
How you didn't know who was going to be the last one because everyone just kept shooting each other. They were like, "Oh, the boss told me to shoot you." Bang!
So the boss told me.
He told me something similar.
And then the bus comes in.
No. I killed the bus driver.
Bus driver? What bus driver?
He planned it perfectly. It sits with his character so well. And when he removes that mask, it's so good. Again, again, you can just tell that Christopher Nolan just didn't want to make a Batman movie.
And it worked in his favor.
And, I mean, the action scenes by Batman, though.
I love the party in Bruce's penthouse. And Joker's got Rachel, and she like, what did she do? She like smacked him.
Yeah.
He's like, you got a little fighting guy. I like that. And then all you hear is Batman come out of nowhere. And he's like,
"Then you're gonna love me."
Punches him in the face.
So apparently, when she saw Heath Ledger in the makeup for the first time, she was actually terrified, because I mean, you see that guy come out.
Yeah. That's gonna be my Halloween costume this year.
You wanna know how I got this, man?
Oh, I ain't doing a mask, I'm doing makeup.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use a knife to cut my lips. So I can...
My father was a drinker.
My father was a drinker and a fiend.
You're so edgy.
I mean, is there really talking about the movie, the action scenes? There's two action scenes that are really big standouts. There's the opening, and then there's the car chase.
Yeah,
how they lifted up a truck in the air practically, and we have the Batman bike going on. Like, it's really impressive and really cool set pieces. The only thing about talking about this movie, though, is that everything really has already been said. Like, I don't know what I can, like, really point out that's like, oh, that's different. Because I like the movie, and I do think, like, it's really, like, built on the Joker. And Two-Face kind of switching up as much as he did is really kind of drastic.
Yeah, well,
but
so I noticed at the end, he's supposed to be, now that his coin that he was using, which was actually a two-headed coin the whole time, now that it actually has a side that's differentiated, he does the coin toss to determine whether Batman gets shot or not. And it lands on heads, which means Batman doesn't get shot, and he still shoots Batman.
Guess he's a villain now. He's been corrupted. He doesn't care. I mean, he didn't really like Batman anyway. But he was a good man. An honest man.
Honest.
So, I mean, is there really, like, anything you guys want to point out about the movie?
I like the scene where the Joker goes to meet Two-Face in the hospital and he doesn't recognize the Joker until he takes his mask
That's
off.
that wacky comic book shit. And Christopher Nolan wants to act like he's not making a comic book movie with that dumb stuff. It's like Clark Kent with the glasses.
The way he doesn't even scream or yell at him or anything, he just shakes.
He screams more at Gordon than...
Yeah, than at the person actually responsible for your fiance being deaded.
Yeah, and you're mutilated. Can we talk about how we have this character with that face in a PG-13 movie?
That was a pretty intense face.
I mean, I know, like,
It was.
we would see something like that again with Guardians, but that was only for like 20 seconds.
It was more gory than I remember it being, because I remember seeing the reveal like way earlier.
I feel like if there was a more gradual change for Two-Face, but they're focused on the Joker. Joker is headlining this shit from numeral.
Yeah, and that was a very good choice to make. Unlike Suicide Squad, that put Joker in all their trailers, and then they're like, "Here's 2 seconds of him."
Well, do you want more of him? To be fair,
Do you think it's...
He was the spotlight of the trailers, so I thought he was gonna have a big role.
I'm gonna hurt you real bad.
Who knows? Maybe that would have been a better movie than what we got.
That movie's been ruined. Like,
I do think as far as Two-Face goes, it's a little unfair that he was only around for a little while, and then he basically, technically Batman killed him.
yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of hate when Batman kills people. But he did it in Batman Begins too, so he was already...
Well, I mean, what's the alternative? Not kill him?
Arrest him.
Take out his whole family?
You fucking
Arrest
beat the
him!
shit out of him.
Yeah, you can beat the shit out of him.
Beat him until he's almost dead, but don't kill him. That's usually what Batman does.
Yeah, or break his arm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if your only choice is a window or his family being murdered.
Because literally every Batman villain is like always around. So Two-Face is like a notorious villain in the Batman comics.
In the Batman
series.
In the Batman movies, the villains usually die, including Two-Face in Batman Forever. Remember that movie with Tommy Lee Jones as a cartoon character.
I don't see that.
But that's a fun movie, which you carry too.
As the Riddler.
Yeah, and they're a comic duo, him and Tommy Lee Jones, but they hate each other in real life because of the movie. So, I mean, do we have anything else that we want to state about The Dark Knight?
I like Morgan Freeman's character.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about Morgan Freeman.
I like Michael Caine a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, I like Alfred
Yes.
better.
I have,
Thank you for that.
yes, I have it on Blu-ray. Yeah,
Is that all the movies?
the Christopher Nolan ones.
Yeah, so it's all 3 of them.
Yes. So,
Cool.
it's seems like we're kind of done. I was expecting a little bit longer than this, but
Well, I mean, what else do you want to talk about within the movie? We can talk about specific scenes if you want.
I don't really know
When
what to
she
point out.
exploded, that was crazy.
Who were you?
I wasn't expecting her to die.
Who were you were expecting either one of them to die, or because Batman
Well-
would save the day?
What it seemed, because I was waiting for him to turn to Two-Face. I didn't know when that was going to happen, so I thought that was going to happen through the explosion.
So you
but
knew
then it was
that-
her that died, and he just got his face lit on fire outside.
Oh, so you knew that Harvey Dent was Two-Face.
Yeah,
Okay.
I had that spoiled for me. Well, wait. I mean, it looks like him, because I had seen the Two-Face face,
Okay.
and then I saw his regular face, and I was like, is that Two-Face? And Justin was like, yes. You could have lied to me. That would have been epic if you lied to me.
I did that with my brother once. It was, what was it? We were watching Survivor, and he knew that there was a 2-time winner of Survivor, and I'm like, that person doesn't win. They just come back and win, and eventually it's the final 2, and the person's still there, and he's like, oh, she's gonna lose? That's gonna suck. And then she wins, like, you lied to me. So, yeah, it's fun. It's fun to lie.
So the Joker intentionally gives Batman the incorrect information,
Of course.
telling him, who's at what location. So Batman thinks he's going to get Rachel, but he ends up going to where Dent is, unfortunately.
Yeah, Joker. What a guy.
Oh, so they didn't do that? I thought that was part of their plan.
No.
So
no. So
he
when,
accidentally went to grab Dent first.
yes,
Yes.
because he thought he was going to the place where Rachel was held.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
Joker's
when
a
he
little
leaves, he tells
Why would he believe what Joker says?
trickster. Well,
he's desperate.
yeah.
Ah.
He's not thinking, and that's the first time he meets Joker.
You're garbage.
So originally, The Dark Knight Rises, Joker was supposed to come back, but unfortunately,
Ledger passed away.
yeah, rest in peace. And I'm happy that he posthumously won an Oscar for this performance, because the movie essentially is made.
Yeah, wasn't that Oscars clip where everyone was crying?
I don't know.
I thought I saw something
I
about
don't
that.
watch Oscars
Where it was
clips, so I have no idea.
It was like an in memoriam section.
I can believe it. Oscars people are very attention grabby.
I feel like The Dark Knight Rises, if Ledger was around, could have been so much better.
Oh God.
It would have been a completely different movie.
Yeah, it would have been.
I mean, you could have had
first your brother.
you could have had like a tandem Bane Joker situation
No.
going on at
Oh
least.
yeah, wasn't it?
But
Yeah, that's the one with Bane.
Yes, with the awful voice.
I like to. What is your problem with the voices? I like the Bane
You're
voice.
defending the Bane voice?
The Bane voice is classic. That's
It's
the
the-
voice you think of when you think of Bane.
No, it is not.
Yes, it absolutely
You
is.
think of a macho voice.
You go up to a random person on the street right now. Go to.
How about we get a good Bane adaptation with a good voice?
Go into Walmart. Pick a random person and say,
Literally,
do a Bane impression.
Literally, any,
What impression are they going to do?
any parody of Bane is going to use that voice.
isn't Bane supposed to be a luchador?
Yes. Well, I'm not sure if he's supposed to be a luchador, but he's supposed to
He
be
wears a
Spanish.
He wears a luchador mask in the Batman comics and in the animated series.
Also, yeah, he is supposed to be just as smart as Batman, but stronger.
Yeah.
He finds out who he is.
Because he
in the
has a
comics.
serum that he takes called Venom. Funny enough,
Venom. For the bad boy denim.
That's
and
interesting.
that makes him grow twice his fucking size.
Maybe at some point we'll have her watch some more PC content.
But not the Dark Knight Rises.
It might get recommended someday.
Oh boy.
Well, we skipped Batman Begins for some reason.
Because we didn't need to watch it in order to watch The Dark Knight.
But Cillian Murphy and Liam Neeson. I hate that Batman kills in these movies. Watching that, there's the scene where the train's about to crash, and he's like, "I'm not gonna kill you, but I won't save you." That's killing him. You dick. I'm gonna give The Dark Knight a 9 out of 10. I mean, were you expecting anything different? What a boring conclusion. I'm not being spicy. here. I'm not having a radically different opinion. 9 out of 10.
Alright.
Thanks for the
So you
suggestion.
didn't like the ending?
About him killing Det, I didn't like, but like the solution with him becoming the martyr, and allowing Det to still have a good name. It's ruined in the Rises movie, but whatever. And Joker being caught. Wait.
Wow.
He lets Joker live, but kills Dent. Oh, whatever. Whatever, dude.
I don't think he meant to kill Dent. He definitely could have tackled Dent and Gordon's child off of there and saved them both by. He has the strength to hold on to both of them.
If Batman the Animated Series or Robert Pattinson Batman killed anyone, they would have an existential crisis.
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna argue with you here. Robert Pattinson's Batman definitely killed people on that bridge going through that chase scene, and you know it. There were so many explosions.
Well, that was an action shot. Yeah.
There were definitely
It wasn't intentional.
There were definitely casualties. I don't think Dent's death was
I think it was intentional, but whatever. So yeah, that was Madison.
Yes.
Justin, you never gave your rating.
I say 8.5.
I gave it a 4.5 stars on Letterboxd.
So 8.5.
Yeah.
You gave it the lowest rating. God damn.
Why did you give it the lowest rating?
Because watching it again this time, I realized just how much cheese is in it.
So
I think that makes it better.
it makes it more comic booky.
Yeah.
I know it's very, very funny, but like it's just so. There's so much cheese that you're just kind of like, God damn it.
It's great. You don't want it to be too dry.
No, but.
And Christopher Nolan movies sometimes can be a little dry. So that was their movie suggestion for this week. It's time for the Wheel of Fortune. So last week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, this was Justin's suggestion. I am going to change my suggestion from whatever that was to a movie called Do the Right Thing. This is Spike Lee's famous movie that got him on the map, and I would like to watch it at some point, so I'm going to suggest that. Madison's suggestion was The Lighthouse. Would you like to change it, or keep it there?
Yes, I would. I would like to change it to The Step Brothers.
What a downgrade.
Oh, God.
Oh Lord. Oh, jeez.
And I swear to God.
So, Justin, you need to pick.
Justin is exempt from the wheel.
No.
His picks will not be picked.
He needs to have a new suggestion.
Alright.
Step Brothers.
I don't know
No,
why.
you can't do that.
I don't know why I did.
Yes, you can. It's his suggestion.
Just let me think for a second.
Well, I'll say the other movies on the wheel. So, the Ghibli option is still Kiki's Delivery Service. That's the next movie in line. And I get to choose the meme pick this week, the Chaos pick. And I decided, after looking around in my room, Hulk 2003, starring Eric Bana, directed by Ang Lee, with the giant mutant poodle.
God, let's do the right thing.
I just explained it. Were you not paying attention?
You just said Hulk.
You see what I have to do.
You just said Hulk 2003.
You know what?
Go on.
You know what? We were referencing it earlier. So, my pick for this week is going to be Scott Pilgrim.
Oh, God.
Another normie pick.
Again? We watched that like over here. What are you talking about?
Another
We watched
normie
it
pick.
earlier this year.
Well, that means if it gets picked, we gotta put Scott Pilgrim Takes Off on the TV show list. So,
I'd rather watch the TV show.
well,
'Cause I ain't
we gotta finish Shogun.
This is the movie we are.
Oh wait, I forgot. Oh wait, we gotta wait. I'm gonna save it for after Shogun. Okay. It was the thing I said in our group chat, so I'm not gonna reveal it.
Alright, so we're doing elimination.
Yes, we are.
Wheel is sexist.
It's not.
I am the only female selection on that wheel.
So you want to add another person to the podcast if it's not crowded enough? Okay.
No. I want a non-sexist wheel that picks female options.
Okay. Here we go, baby.
Oh, there we fucking go.
Sorry, Hulk. I'll show you a picture of Hulk being sad in the desert looking at a penis rock. What? Yes, that's a scene. Okay.
No, God.
See, this is why we need the camera. That would have been hilarious to see you do that, but oh well. You just get to see the screen. So goodbye, stuff.
It would have been funny to see my mental anguish.
Yeah, that's.
Find another wheel. No, we're doing another wheel.
Okay. Oh God.
I want to redo.
No. Not early gun Carla
Either
Esposito.
Kiki or Scott Pilgrim.
I'm rooting for Kiki. I've seen Scott Pilgrim too much.
Same.
For the love of God!
No!
Yes, Kiki's Delivery Service.
So it's fucking Justin's choice again. You see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm...
Kiki's Delivery Service, the movie
Oh,
we're
wait.
watching next.
Okay. I forgot it was elimination. I thought when we got close.
We're watching Kiki's Delivery
Alright.
Service.
The wheel prevails. I still want to redo.
What? It's still not gonna be yours. In fact, we're gonna
For giggles and shits.
You have to realize there's 5 options on the wheel. You have a 20%
and you
chance.
get to pick all of them.
What do you mean? 2 of the choices on this wheel are maxes.
It picks your
2 of the choices on this wheel
No,
were
that's
maxes.
Ghibli. That's not Max's choice. That's Ghibli.
Hulk. Hulk was mine.
I swear to God, if Step Brothers gets picked this time, we're gonna fight.
He chose Hulk and he chose Do the Right Thing.
Fist will be thrown. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. That's sad. Madison, you will never get something on the wheel again. And what was the 5th one? Scott. Scott Pilgrim. This is fun. Like, you seriously are like, you're not taking this in stride, you know.
I'm not, because it's bullshit.
Sore loser.
Watch Step Brothers get picked. No.
Oh, Hulk.
Alright, Hulk.
Okay. If it's Step Brothers.
Would you look at that? It's Kiki now.
Okay.
Only 2 choices in,
Okay. How telling. How fucking telling.
He's using a
Scott
standard.
Pilgrim or Step Brothers.
He's using a standard fucking wheel from the internet. There's nothing rigged against you. There's nothing rigged against you.
No, that was all the proof I needed. That was all the proof I needed.
We're watching Kiki's Delivery Service next week.
And we're watching Step Brothers 2 weeks from now.
No. Good night, good night, everybody.
Ugh. Cringe.
This half the shit you say is concentrated cringe.
It's millennial core.
Goodbye.
We need to work on the shed. I think this is where we're going to be. We need to work on the shed.
Shed.
Gotta stop recording first.
I'm tempted to keep it going. Good night. Good night. Good night.